Hey everyone, it's Kevin Flapp. I have a question for you. What do you want more than anything in the world? Quick, answer it. Alright, if you could not come up with anything in that split second, well, I have news for you. You probably don't want anything bad enough. So where am I coming from? With the help of one of my viewers, Matt, I think you're awesome. I'm definitely listening to your messages you're sending me. I've come to realize that in my past, at a very specific point in time, I became jealous of normal. Alright, what does that mean? We're going to have to back up all the way to when I was in high school. I was 16 years old. I had a teacher, one of my favorite teachers in the whole wide world, Miss Bott. She asked me, what do you want to do when you grow up? I said, Miss Bott, the only thing in the world that I want to do is to never have to work a job that I don't want to. Which seems very simple. It seems like something that many people probably would agree with. But I have news for you. Tons and tons of people out there are working those terrible jobs that they don't like. So, when I found poker, I realized this was my ticket, this was my way out. I put in tons and tons of time, and I realized that I can make a living doing this. I realized I wasn't going to have to work a job I didn't like. And at that point, my number one goal in life changed from never wanting to have to work a real job in my life to becoming a millionaire. I wanted to become a millionaire so bad. I wanted $1 million just because I thought it was the ticket to retirement. I thought that was enough to retire. I now know that's very stupid. Very unwise. I was a big fish for thinking that, but regardless, that was the only thing on my mind. And for about 3 years, the only thing I was thinking about was making the most money possible playing poker. This meant I played poker nearly 7 days a week, 365 days a year, for like 4 or 5 years straight. And guess what? I loved it. It wasn't because I had a job and I wanted to make money. It was because I wanted to make money, so I did my job that I loved, and that was playing poker. It worked out really, really well for me up until this certain point in time that I want to share with you. That's the time when I became jealous of normal. And this is the equivalent of the yips in golf or any sport like that. But as soon as this event happened, my whole thought process changed, my whole goals in life changed, and that was to the detriment of my poker success. But with the help of this viewer and these messages that we've been going back and forth, I think I finally have it figured out. I finally believe in myself again. I know that I'm going to win the main event. It sounds sick, but I know that I'm going to go in there and I'm going to play better than everybody. I truly, truly believe that I'm going to be the very best poker player in this tournament. I think I'm coming in at my A game. I'm going to go get my mind right today. I was going to play today. I didn't. I wanted to get some things done because my only goal in life is to win this main event right now. There's nothing else I care about more, so I need to take care of everything in my life. So I'm ready to do this tomorrow, and I'm so excited. I'm going to play perfect poker. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get lucky. I'm going to play good, and I'm going to win this tournament. I truly, truly believe it. But let's go back to that event that I'm trying to share with you that changed my life. I was down in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. For 2 nights, I drank, and had a great time catching up with old friends from Colorado. This is when I was living in Texas, playing poker 7 days a week, and this was like the first time I was going to take a vacation in years. So I go down to Mexico, I see my friends that I haven't seen in about a year, and I start drinking. 2 nights go by, I drink too much, and I don't drink enough water. The next morning, we drive out about an hour to go ziplining through the mountains in Mexico. Long story short, I have a heat stroke and anxiety attack in the middle of these forests, and I think I'm going to die. It was a very scary moment for me. My hands started going like this, and I lost complete control of them. It was the scariest thing ever. I was in tears. I thought I was going to die in the middle of Mexico. I thought my hands were going to be stuck like this. I couldn't believe I was so stupid. I couldn't keep anything down. It was a very scary moment of my life. I end up sitting in the hospital. You can't even call it a hospital. It's a little facility, a medical facility. No one speaks English, and no one in my group speaks Spanish. I know that's probably unwise of us. Probably should have learned Spanish, but it was ridiculous. It was a very scary moment in my life. The next 4 days of my vacation, I spent in my hotel room thinking about life. I saw all my friends that were down here, that were going to school, that had jobs, that probably weren't even that special, that great, but they seemed happier than me for some reason. And I think this was just because I was so sick. I was looking at them and I was so jealous. I was just completely jealous of the normal life. For 3 years, I had just been making money hand over fist. I had for over 2 years made over $10,000 a month. I had just had my best month ever. I made $148,000. And I'm laying in this bed in Mexico jealous of normal. I'm jealous of every single person that has the normal life. I think something just triggered in my brain and completely changed me. So when I went home from this vacation, I didn't realize how big of an impact this was going to have on me. I realized that my life wasn't going in a direction where I would necessarily be happy. I wanted to see my family more, see friends more, things like that. Hadn't had a relationship with a girl since I moved to Texas for like a year and a half, and just realized I wasn't dating much. So I go back and I lose $70,000. The very first night I'm back from my vacation. I guess that's one step closer to normal. I had a losing month for the first time ever. And I don't think it's coincidence that it came right after my mindset changed from wanting to make money as my #1 priority to trying to be happy. So I know it sounds counterintuitive. Well, wouldn't making money make you happy? But the thing is, that wasn't my #1 goal. That was just a secondary goal. That was became my job. I wanted to make money, but spend my time doing things that I enjoyed. Before this, any vacation I took would be to a poker tournament, and I would spend 90% of the time playing poker, and this was okay with me. But yeah, it's so weird. As soon as this event happened, and now that I'm looking back on it, I've thought about this a lot. As soon as that happened, as soon as I wanted to be normal, I became jealous of normal, was the exact point in time when I started having losing months. I think for the next 2 years, I basically won maybe 40 to 45% of the months. It was like a brutal grind, and it just felt like normal. So a few months later, I moved back to Colorado, I buy a house, and I start throwing parties, and I just try to have that normal college life, thinking that this might make me more happy. I'm not sure if you guys caught Antonio Esfandiari's interview before the one drop, but he had something. You could see it. He was just saying, I've never felt better in my life. I've been getting up at 10:30 every morning and working out, and I feel great, and I'm going to win the tournament. I'm going to ship it. And he just apologized to all the other players because they basically didn't have a chance or something like that. And I'm just like, you know what? The tournament, the last tournament that I did really well, that 5K Pot Limit Omaha, that was in 2010. Before I went to that tournament, I was staying with my friend Alan Sass. I just woke up and I had this feeling. I just knew that I was going to get so lucky and play so well that they had no chance, that I was going to make the final table and I was going to ship all the money. So that tournament, I literally had never played live Pot Limit Omaha in my life, but I had never felt so good about a tournament or a situation that I could remember. I just was high-fiving people. I was dancing through the hallways. I just knew I was going to make money. I actually, on the very first day, I played with Chance. We both had a ton of chips. He was from Colorado, and we joked about how we hadn't been all in yet. And we said, we're not going to get all in until we get heads up. The sick thing is, I think we both believed it. We end up getting heads up in that tournament. But rewind to the start of the final table. When I got there, I knew I could play so well. But there was some part of me that said, the only part of this tournament I'm going to have trouble with is heads up. And I was looking for answers. I asked Tom. I asked my other friends that were sweating the final table. I said, I feel good. The only spot I don't feel good is heads up. And part of this is because my confidence had been shot from losing a ton of money playing 5100 deep PLO back in the day to Steve Betts. But it was this thing where I didn't have the confidence to win this tournament once I got heads up. Sure enough, I get heads up and I lost. The difference was Chance grabs a bracelet, calls his dad, and says, Dad, I told you I was going to do it. He knew he was going to win that tournament. I knew I was going to have trouble heads up. That was the difference. That combined with Antonio Esfandiari, just calling his shot basically, and the confidence he has, it truly made me think that you have to believe in yourself to win these tournaments. When you don't believe in yourself and you just want to make a deep run, that's what's going to happen. Sometimes you're going to make deep runs. But more often than not, I truly believe that the players that know they're going to win are the ones that ship all the money. So that's my thoughts on this. I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments below. Let me know. Tell me if I'm crazy. Tell me if you believe in me. But guess what? It doesn't matter if you believe in me because I'm going to win.